Hi there, and thank you for considering an application to this year's IOP Business Awards. During the course of this presentation, we'll be giving you an overview of each category, the eligibility criteria, and how to apply. The IOP Business Awards recognise the significant contribution that physics makes in industry across all sectors and at all stages. From startups to multinational corporations, the awards celebrate entrepreneurship, excellence in innovation, and the successful implementation of physics into a product or service. Applications close on January 30th, but please leave enough time to complete all of the questions on the application form, which we'll run through in a second. And please do give yourself enough time to gather all of the required attachments that need to be submitted in support of your application. Since 2012, a total of 83 business awards and commendations have been handed out to 76 companies across the UK and Ireland. We've had 48 Business Innovation Award winners, 23 Business Startup Award winners, a category that was introduced in 2018, 3 Lee Lucas Award winners for the medical and healthcare sector, first introduced in 2020, and 9 Commended Innovation Award winners. Over the years, we've asked our former IOP Business Award winners what winning an award has meant for their company. Not only is it a prestigious validation of your innovation, its application of physics and its impact, but we've also seen that it can increase future investor and customer confidence in the company and product, potentially paving the way for future funding and sales. Winners of an IOP Business Award can also expect their award-winning innovation to be highlighted in IOP marketing materials and social networks, raising the profile of your company and its product. And every winner of an IOP Business Award will also become a member of our Business Innovation and Growth Group to help you make connections and build an even stronger business. Lastly, every one of our winning companies will also receive a trophy, certificate, and an e-trophy for display on your website. Additionally, winners of the Lee Lucas Award will also receive a £5,000 prize, thanks to the generosity of Dr. Mike Lee and his wife Mrs. Anne Lee, born Lucas, who made this award possible. There are 3 main categories of IOP Business Award: the IOP Business Innovation Award, the IOP Business Startup Award, and the Lee Lucas Award. The IOP Business Innovation Award is for companies that have excelled in innovation, delivering significant economic and/or societal impact through the application of physics. The IOP Business Startup Award is for young companies with a great business idea founded on a physics invention, with the potential for business growth and significant societal impact. The Lee Lucas Award is for very early stage companies taking innovative products into the medical and healthcare sector, for whom the prize money will make a real difference in helping them take their innovation to prototype. One of our most frequently asked questions is, what category should I apply for? To help you decide which route is best for your company and your innovation, we'll now run through some of the eligibility criteria. To apply for an IOP Business Innovation Award, your company must be registered in the UK or Ireland. It must demonstrate excellence in the innovative application of physics to a product or service, leading to business improvements or growth in terms of turnover or job creation, substantive societal and/or other impact as a result of the innovation, and the physics-based element of your product must have been developed in the UK and/or Ireland. To apply for an IOP Business Startup Award, your company must be registered in the UK or Ireland, must be beyond the prototype stage that proves functionality, must provide a sound business plan aiming to make a profit, must have some proof of validation of a need for the product, ideally by a potential customer, and must have developed and manufactured the physics-based element of your product in the UK and/or Ireland. To apply for the Lee Lucas Award, your company must have been incorporated in the last 3 years, either in the UK or Ireland, must be taking innovative products specifically into the medical and healthcare sector, must provide a sound business plan aiming to make a profit, must have some proof of validation of a need for the product, ideally by a potential customer, must be able to show how the prize money would add value to your organisation, and must have developed and manufactured the physics-based element of your product in the UK and/or Ireland. Once you've decided which category to apply for, you'll need to set up an account. First, you'll need to visit iop.awardsplatform.com. Here you'll be asked to provide your contact details and choose a password. Once you've read and agreed to the terms and conditions, click on Register and you'll be ready to begin. Once you've started an application, you'll be able to save it and log back in at any time using your email or mobile number and your password. Once you've logged in, you'll be taken to your nominations dashboard. Here, you'll need to click on Start Nomination. Then, from the category drop-down, select Business Awards. And once you've selected Business Awards, another drop-down should appear directly underneath it. From here, you can select which category of award you'd like to enter: Innovation, Startup, or Lee Lucas. Once you've selected which category you'd like to apply for, please enter your company name into the nomination name box. Then take a moment to read the text that should appear on the right-hand side of the screen. It's particularly important to make sure you've read the eligibility criteria at this point. Once you're happy that your company is eligible to apply to your chosen category, Tick the box at the bottom of the screen confirming that the criteria has been met, then click Save and Next. So now you're into the application form itself, you should see several tabs visible across the top of the screen. To successfully submit your application, you'll need to answer a number of questions in each of these sections, which are as follows: main contact and authorising representative, company details, citation, evidence, and attachments. We'll now spend some time running through each of these sections and offering some guidance on what's required of each question. It's worth noting at this point that there are some slight variances in the questions you'll be asked depending on what category you're submitting an application for, but we'll highlight these variances as we go along. The first section, main contact and authorising representative, asks for the same information across all three of the IOP Business Award categories. Whether you're applying for an innovation, startup, or LELUX award, you'll be asked to provide your details of the person who's completing this form. If the person completing this form is not the company's authorising representative, then you'll also be asked to provide their details before you proceed. In the next section, which again applies to all of the award categories, you'll be asked to provide some basic details about your company. Your company name, sector, business unit, if applicable, company address, and your website. If you're applying for a Business Innovation Award, you'll be asked at this point to confirm whether your company or subsidiary is registered in either the UK or Ireland. If you answer yes to this question, then you'll be asked to provide your company registration number. If you answer no at this point, then you'll see a message flash up stating that your company is ineligible to apply for this award. If you're applying for a Business Startup Award, you'll be asked to confirm whether your company is registered either in the UK or Ireland. And if you're applying for the LELUX Award, you'll not only be asked to confirm whether your company is registered in either the UK or Ireland, but also whether it has been incorporated for less than 3 years. The next section is where you'll be asked to provide citations. This is your opportunity to tell us more about your company and your innovation. In the About Your Company question, we ask for a short description, no more than 50 words, about what your company does and in what sector or area of innovation. For the short citation, we ask for a paragraph of no more than 30 words that succinctly describes your innovation and its impact. The winning company short citations will be published alongside the company names on the IOP website and other publications to indicate the reason they've received an award. They should be succinct, informative, and accessible to non-specialist audiences. Ideally, it should be no more than 2 sentences long and start with 4. For example, some citations from our previous IOP award winners read, "For the development of breakthrough snack products through application of soft matter physics," or "For solving the key fluid mechanics problem that held back the use of supercritical fluids in the production of nanomaterials and now operating the world's largest facility based in the UK." The long citation is where the case to award your company with an IOP Business Award should be made. The word count for this is much longer than the short citations, at 300 words, and within this you should provide an overview of your innovation, its application or potential application, the impact it has or will have, and the need that it meets. If your application is successful, then this text will be used in our citation booklet, which will be made available online once all of the winners have been announced. It should therefore not include any confidential or sensitive information. To see some examples of previous winners' long citations, please visit the IOP Business Awards website and look for the Business Award Winners section, where you'll be able to download previous citation booklets. In the next section of the application, we'll ask you to go into some more detail about your innovation and what makes it unique. First up, you'll be asked how the innovation was developed, whether it was in-house from early stage, for example from basic principles, identification of potential applications, or proof of concept, or if it was developed in collaboration with external partners, for example current or new supply chain partners, research organisations, universities, or funding bodies. To be eligible for an award, your company employees should play or have played a significant part in the product development. You will, however, still be eligible if those employees have joined your company but developed the idea prior to that. If the innovation arises through collaboration with external partners, you'll be asked to clearly identify which aspects of your innovation have been developed in the UK or Ireland. Next, we'll ask you to provide some information about how your product or service is protected. We'd encourage you here to comment on the ownership of your intellectual property, as well as providing a list of your IP and any patents or trademarks you have. For companies that are submitting to the Startup or LELUX categories, we'd also like to hear about any plans you have or that are in process to protect your IP. In the next question, we'd like you to provide some details about the challenge that your innovation addresses and the consequences of not addressing this challenge. We want to see evidence that your company addresses a real market failure or need, and that solving it will have a considerable impact. Off the back of that question, we also want to know which problem or challenge your innovation intends to address, whether it's from an internal business challenge or need, or an external or sector challenge or need. The next question is where we want to learn more about the underlying physics of your innovation. Since the IOP Business Awards are all about physics-based innovation, physics has to play an important part in your innovation. Your answer in this section should state and describe the physics principles that underlie the innovation in such a way that any physicist who is not necessarily an expert in your field will still be able to understand. You should also use this space to describe any challenges that you may have faced in implementing your innovation and how you managed to overcome them. Next, you'll be asked why your approach surpasses more conventional approaches. Here you should provide some information about what is novel about your physics-based innovation, the competitive landscape against which it has been successful, and why it is more attractive to customers. This might be technical, allowing users to do things that were not possible before, or perhaps it's related to a cost or time saving for your customer, or maybe it even addresses the regulations or needs of a particular geographical market. When giving examples here, you should be as specific as possible and provide any quantitative data that you may have where possible. This next question is only applicable to applicants who are submitting for an innovation award and so will not show up on the application form for any of the other categories. Here, innovation applicants will be asked to provide a one-sentence summary of the most significant impact of your innovation. As with the citations, this will be used in the citation booklet that will be made available online. As an example of what one of our previous winners has submitted, one company summed up the impact of their innovation as follows, and I quote, "We can now make the world's most sophisticated nanomaterials 100 times cheaper than competitors using a sustainable and versatile platform technology." End quote. Some further examples can be found in our most recent citation booklet, which again is available to download from the Business Award Winners section of our website. This question marks the end of the evidence section for Business Innovation Award applicants. However, applicants who are submitting to the Startup and Lee Lucas Award categories will be asked to provide some further evidence in the next set of questions that we'll take a look at now. For Business Startup and Lee Lucas Award applicants, in this next set of questions, you'll be given the opportunity to tell us a bit more about what stage your company is at and its plans for the future. Here you'll be asked to provide some information on the stage of your product development and your next steps. We're looking for some evidence that your product development is advanced and has gone beyond the concept stage. Here, we'd like to hear from you about whether you've already taken your product to market, or perhaps you've just produced some prototypes and carried out tests to show the viability of your solution. If you've not already brought it to market, then we'd like to hear how you plan to do so and through which sales routes. I would also like to know if you have any plans to scale up production, and if so, how you plan to do this. The next question specifically focuses in on any plans you have to take the product to market. If applicable, here you should comment on design for manufacture, as well as how and where you will manufacture your product. Next, you'll be asked a yes or no question. Do you plan to scale up? If yes, you'll be asked to provide some details about how and why you plan to do so. Likewise, if you answer no, you'll be asked to provide some further details about why you don't plan to scale up. In this next question, we want to hear more about your plans for the future of the company. We're looking for evidence that your company has the right plan to deliver or has a good chance to grow and be viable in the years to come. Here, we'd like to learn some more about how you plan to grow your sales. Will you be targeting different geographical markets or other sectors? What are the timescales? And will you require additional funding? Off the back of that question, we'd also like you to share some information about what your sales forecast and turnover is for the next 3 years. We'd also like to know whether your company has received any private investment or public sector funding. If so, then please share some details about who or what body you received this from and how that money is being used. We'd also like to learn some more about your management team and the relevant experience they bring to your company. Having the right team on board is crucial to the success of any company, so we want to understand whether you've got the right people in place to deliver the company's vision. We do, however, understand and recognise that with early or very early stage companies, there may still be some skill gaps, and it's completely acceptable that this might be the case. If you do have any gaps though, we'd like to understand what people are missing from your team and the steps you're taking to actively try and fill those gaps. Finally, we'd like to see some details of any external validation you've had for your startup company or idea. This is an optional question and therefore not a requirement to be considered for a Startup or Lee Lucas Award. However, any information you provide could be helpful to us when making our decision. We're looking for evidence that other respected organisations have recognised the excellence of your business proposition. This could be through investments, grants that have been awarded to develop your product, or any other awards you've received for your startup or product idea. If you have received any investment, then please use your answer here to state from whom and for how much. And finally, in this last section, applicable to all applicants from Innovation, Startup and Lee Lucas, we'll be asking you to provide some attachments to support your application. The first of these should be your company logo. This should be a high-resolution vector image saved as an EPS file. If successful, your logo will be used in our citation booklet and publicity material and other collateral related to celebrating the IOP Awards. Next, we'd like you to submit two high-res images, one that is simply of your technology and another of your technology being used or in practice. These should ideally be submitted in TIFF format, as again, these will be used in our citation booklet and will therefore need to be high resolution so that the images are of print quality. However, if for any reason you're unable to provide a TIFF file, then a JPEG will be acceptable at this stage. The file size for all image attachments, including your logo, should be no smaller than 1 MB and no larger than 10 MB. And finally, we'd also like you to upload some testimony from your customers, potential customers, or other users. This should be submitted as a PDF and will be appended to your application. And that's it. You're almost ready to submit. At the end of your application form, you'll be asked to complete an equality, diversity and inclusion form. This should be completed by whoever has completed the main application form. Integrity and openness are at the heart of everything we do at the IOP, and we want the physics community to be a place where people from all backgrounds feel welcome and supported to fulfill their maximum potential. We certainly want to celebrate excellent work wherever it's done, and so we're seeking nominations for all of our awards from all parts of the physics community. We particularly welcome nominations from those who are currently underrepresented, including, but not limited to, people from Black, Asian and other minority ethnic backgrounds, people with disabilities, those who identify as LGBTQ+, and from a wide geographical spread across the UK and Ireland. Whilst the equality, diversity and inclusion form at the end of your application isn't compulsory to complete, if you do choose to complete it, it'll help us to continue developing our awards each year to ensure they're inclusive for the whole physics community. And that's everything. At this point, your application form should be ready to submit. But before I go, you might also be interested to know that the IOP bestows a number of other awards that are relevant to business, including our gold, silver and bronze medals, which celebrate individuals' contributions to the application of physics in an industrial, commercial or business context. To find out more about our medals and prizes and our previous winners, please visit the IOP Awards section of the IOP website. So thank you again for your interest in submitting an application to the IOP Business Awards, and if you have any queries at all regarding your application as you go forward, please don't hesitate to contact us on business.awards@iop.org. Thanks for listening and best of luck.